right, good evening once again. Welcome to Bakersfield Speedway, May 6, 1995. I tell you what, we got a heck of a show on tap here for you tonight, along with the USAC Midgets, of course the TQ Midgets, and the modified street stocks. All that action brought to you by California Raceway Videos, and your host here, the race doctor, Mike Mosier. We're in the pits right now, trackside, and we're going to get an interview here with Hank Butcher. Hank, we get you over here? Hank Butcher coming in with the USAC Midgets. Hank, how you doing?
I'm fine, thanks very much.
Excellent. I understand you're an old campaigner. They told me some of my rookies from ESPN said that you've been the oldest racing USAC Midget racer currently out on the tracks this year.
Well, that's possible.
31 years of racing?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And tell me, I know you got a whale of a shoe going here in this here 31 car. You've currently reside second in points right behind the Billy Boat. What other cars have you been in?
I've been in almost all of them. I mean, I've driven for so many different car owners, it's incredible. I just drive for a guy and then I go to another guy and another guy, and as long as I can keep that pace up, that's pretty good. I feel pretty comfortable here. I think this will be a home for at least a full season.
Excellent. We do appreciate you. You always do a heck of a job. I remember here about 3 weeks ago you're running in the main event and finished up second right behind Billy Boat. How'd that go for you?
Oh, that was okay. We were much faster than Billy, you know, and he just had the right groove, and I got by him once and a yellow came out, and then I got by him with 2 laps to go and a yellow came out. So it's just one of those racing deals, you know, like some nights you're going to win and some nights you're not, and you got to accept that.
That's exactly right. I remember you came out of turn 4, you got underneath the boat, and all of a sudden a yellow flag comes out, and I know what your heart felt like. I've been there before. Doggone it, yellow flag means you don't race to it, and you had to go back that previous lap.
Yeah, that's right. You hate to see it come, you know. I mean, you hate for every reason, because you got a good line, you got your momentum build up, and, you know, it's just when the yellow comes out, you got to start the whole race. It's like the first lap. You got to start all over again.
Well, I'll tell you what, Hank Butcher, you're my hero. Let's talk for just a quick moment on precious moments. I understand that you were working along as a painting contractor, and all of a sudden you got into this here precious moments, which is what, ceramics?
That's my brother's deal. Yeah, it's Precious Moments is those little religious figurines, and it's solely my brother's. I'm just fortunate to be his brother and be a part of it.
Well, I'll tell you what, one whale of a family. I know your father was involved in race cars, and he obviously passed it down to the genes. Well, Hank Butcher, we appreciate you spending some time in the California Raceway Video and wish you the best of luck here tonight.
Thanks. We'll take all we can get. Thanks.
All right, good deal. Hank Butcher and the USAC Midget number 31. You can see that beautiful yellow and blue combination. Crew working over the car right now, cleaning it up, getting the tires grooved a little bit. That's a hot gun that they use to open up the pores of the tire to grab traction out on the track. All right, once again, the race doctor, Mike Mosier, in the pits. Alongside me here, we got last year's Western States USAC Midget champion, Johnny Cofer in the blue number 1. How you doing, John?
Good, how you doing?
Excellent. I'm glad to have you here tonight, by golly. Looking back 2 weeks ago, you ran in Ventura and had all kinds of problems. Looked like maybe a motor went away. What was that?
Yeah, we kind of had a little bit of a motor problem in qualifying and kicked the rod out the side. And then we got her back running for the heat race, and then I messed up and got in a crash. And then in the main, we got going and got up to 4th, and that's where we wound up. But it's going pretty good. I mean, we're struggling this first part of the year. It's a little different this season. We're having a tough time, but it'll come along.
Well, I understand you have bugs jump up on you every once in a while, but what was that like? I mean, you must have one whale of a pit crew. You completely swapped out motors, put it back in, and finished up 4th in the main. You know, how long does it take to change a motor out?
Oh man, I mean, Dan Esslinger and his dad and the whole crew, and Jeff Wall, the designer of the car. I mean, it took us, we were done with the motor swap in about 35 minutes, and that was, you know, we don't have another oil tank. We have to completely clean the tank and lines and everything, and it was neat. It was something else to see.
Man, I tell you what, it's great to have Esslinger, of course, as your motor sponsor, as well as on your pit side, bring that car back to a 4th finish in the main event. Well, I tell you what, Johnny, that beautiful blue number 1, you've always put on a great show here for the Bakersfield Speedway race fans, and we wish you the best of luck here tonight.
Thanks a lot. We're going to need it.
All right, good job there.
Thanks.
Johnny Cofer, USAC Midget, currently rated number 4 in points.
wrong? You all right? Better.
Good. Yeah, it felt pretty good. It just on the middle of the corn, it seemed like it's blocking.
Got this under 5.
Third row outside the multi-color car of 63 Walt Johnson. Fourth row inside, your current USAC points leader, the number 15 car of Billy Boat. Outside of Billy Boat in the number 71 will be Jason Leffler. And fast qualifier here tonight, the blue number 1 of Johnny Kofer. Lights out, looking for the green. Starter Brian looks him over. No green. No green as Charlie Teed came out of turn 4. Little too much lead on the start. And Brian says, no way, not this time. We'll bring you back and try it again. Charlie Teed holds the pole position, looking for the green. And the green flag flies. Charlie Teed first into turn 1 off. Oh, John Sarna mounts the backside of Brian Toohey just out of the apex of 1. Mark Sikola just got passed by the number 24 of Jason Jonkman. Billy Boat now running third in the 15 car. Oh boy, down here out of turn 4, your fast time qualifier tonight in the main chute. Johnny Kofer sits up there disabled. Kofer qualified here tonight with a 12.471. Charlie Teed picks up the green out of turn 4. Boat takes a look underneath Jonkman as they exited turn 2. Oh, look at Boat put a slide job on Jonkman out of turn 4, side by side down the main chute. Boat down low, Jason Jonkman up high. Jonkman got caught in the marbles and opened the door, and Boat now running second. Boat trying to reel in your leader, number 50, Charlie Teed. Now a pass up the 4th place, the number 71 of Jason Leffler. And we go yellow as John Sarna hits the wall in turn 1. Sarna came down off the low apron out of turn 1 and headed right up into the wall. You can see the track marks and a scuff along the wall. The number 5 of John Sarna 2 weeks ago had trouble down in Ventura also as he flipped a couple times down in the Ventura area. 2-day race coming up here. 2-day race coming up in May. That'll be May 26th and 27th. It'll be an open show for late models as lights go out looking for the green. And we're on the green. Charlie Teed, your leader. Boat trying to reel him in. Teed opened the door, but Boat was unable to grab that traction down low. Teed holds the low line, opens the door out of 2. Boat sticks his nose in. Boat jumps up high into turn 3 and sticks it in there. Teed looks like he's fallen off the pace and out of competition. Billy Boat, your leader, followed by the number 24, Jason Jonkman. Then you pick up the 71 running third as white flag comes out. Jason Leffler now running third. The The 77 of Mark Sokola running fourth. But that's your leader going into turn 3. Billy Boat, boy, sets it up looking good. Coming out of 4. Billy Boat, your winner. Jason Jonkman second. Jason Leffler third. Oh, a photo finish for fourth between the 63 of Walt Johnson and the 77 of Sokola. Side by side as they cross the start-finish line. That a photo finish for fourth. But Billy Boat takes the win, followed by Jason Jonkman, the number 24 car, second. Round 2 qualifying scheduled on the pole, the number 55 of Ross Murray. Outside front row, the 0 of Jim Broussard. Second row inside, the number 14 of Craig Dillard. Second row outside, the number 51 of J.R. Lawson. Third row inside, the number 12 of Rick Hendricks. Third row outside, the bright yellow number 8 of Wally Pankratz. Current second place in points, the number 31 of Hank Butcher. Outside of him will be the number 16 of Dennis Hart. And finally, a rookie driver out of Bakersfield in the number 40, Sean Calderwood. Hank Butcher qualified 5th fastest here this evening. Starter indicating next time around we will look for the green. 8 cars, 8 laps. Craig Dillard in the 14 off turn 4, your leader. Craig Dillard off turn 2. Hank Butcher up to 3. Dillard opens the door. Rick Hendricks running second. Hank Butcher third, and Wally Pankratz fourth. Hendricks makes the pass down the back chute. Now your leader. Hank Butcher with a battle going into third, applies the pressure, and Dillard opened the door. Now Butcher running second, Rick Hendricks first. Wally Pankratz running fourth, takes a look underneath the 14 of Dillard. Pankratz down low into turn 1. We go yellow for Sean Calderwood in turn 4. Wally Pankratz was running fourth. He had made a pass on the 14 car of Craig Dillard. Yellow flag will revert to the previous lap. Pankratz will follow back into the 4th spot. Craig Dillard and then Wally Pankratz. The 51 of J.R. Lawson running 5th. Lights out, looking for a restart, and we're on the gas. Hendricks and Butcher up front. Pankratz got down low at the apex, was not able to hang on to it. Sean Calderwood spins again over in turn 3 and 4. Yellow flag comes out. So 2 spins for the rookie, Sean Calderwood out of Bakersfield. Indicates that we'll go green next time around. Appreciate that. Lights out, looking for the green. Rick Hendricks sets it up, puts it on the gas. Butcher puts a move underneath. Pankratz loses traction out through 1 and 2. Side by side into 3. With Dennis Hart. J.R. Lawson also made a move on Wally Pancratz. 6 times in the record book coming around. Hendricks followed by Peg Butcher. Greg Dillard running third. Dennis Hart fourth. White flag action now. We got one more time around. Pancratz spins out over in turn 4. Yellow flag comes out. So the yellow flag comes out as the number 8, the yellow number 8 of Wally Pancratz loses the handle out of turn 4. Gas, white flag, one more time around. Green, white, action. The green and white flag flying. Rick Hendricks followed in there by Hank Butcher. And muscle move out of turn 2. Runs up into third, the number 16 of Dennis Hart. Hendricks first, Butcher second, Hart third, the number 51 of J.R. Lawson fourth. But the number 12 of Rick Hendricks takes the checkered for the round 2 qualifying USAC Midgets. All right, round 3 qualifying on the pole, the number 18 of Jerry Kobza. Outside front row, the 05 of Rick Atkins. Second row inside, the number 56 of Shane Scully, rookie for 1995. Second row outside, the number 2 of Jordan Hermansader. Third row inside, the number 36 of Larry Brown, car owner. Next row, the number 73 of George Ito. And finally, the number 30 of Jeremy Sherman. Eight cars, 8 laps. Lights out, looking for a green this time around. The number 18, Jerry Kopsa, setting the pace. Nice even start out of 4. Kopsa jumped up high out of the groove, and now your leader, Jordan Hermansader. Hermansader sticks it in deep out turn 4. Your leader, followed by Jeremy Kopsa. And the number 7, Robert Dalaki, fighting in there now for third, takes third over. Dalaki running third. But Jordan Hermansader running away with this one. Running second, Jerry Kopsa. Robert Dalaki third. The number 73 of George Ito fourth. George Ito was your main event winner last 2 weeks ago in Ventura, semi-main event rather, qualified into the main. As George Ito now moves up to third behind Robert Dalaki, who's running second. The number 30 of Jeremy Sherman. Oh, Ito goes up out of turn 2. Sounds like he's lost his ignition on his midget. Yellow flag comes out for George Ito. Something went away on George Ito's car as he entered into turn 2. Lost fire down the back chute, parked now below the Western Warehouse sign. So lights out, looking for a green. The number 2, Jordan Hermansader, your leader, on the gas. Dalaki running second. Jeremy Sherman third. Then you pick up the rookie. The 56 of Shane Scully, currently fourth. White flag action now, one more time around. Jordan Hermansader out through turn 3, off turn 4, and Hermansader takes the win. Dalaki second, Jeremy Sherman third. The rookie 56 of Shane Scully, 4th. And the 05 of Rick Atkins finishes up 5th. All right, starting grid, 11 cars, 8 laps on the pole. The number 56 of Alex Harris. Outside front row, the number 71 of Brian Stanfill. Second row inside, the number 36 of West Evans. Second row outside, the number 87 of Ron Arndt. Third row inside, the number 47 of Steve Conrad. Outside third row, the number 16, the lady driver of Amy Wilson. Fourth row inside, the number 11, Richard McCormick. Your fast time setter here this evening, and the number 3, that's Scott Hansen. Next row inside, the number 20 of Jimmy May, the number 21 of Paul Lopicola, and finally the last car, the number 76, is Dave Martella. Lights out, looking for the green. On the gas. West Evans, your leader, coming off turn 2. Brian Stanfill running second. West Evans first. The number 11 of Richard McCormick now making a muscle move on the upper groove through 1. Sets his eyes down underneath the number 71 of Brian Stanfill. Nose to tail through 3 and 4. Richard McCormick definitely having a power move here right now. Bringing with him the number 47 of Steve Conrad as they go side by side into turn 3. Your leader still, West Evans. Stanfill working the backside of Evans. A power move coming off too with the 47 of Steve Conrad. Tried to get underneath of Stanfill. And a 47 now running third, Steve Conrad. Richard McCormick drops back to 4th. White flag action this time through. Your leader still out front, the 36 of West Evans. Looking over the roster, we note that the 56 of Alex Harris did not make the starting grid. Running up high is Brian Stanfill, but to no avail. West Evans takes the win. Stanfill second. All right, starting grid for second round qualifying. On the pole, the number 24 of Gene Godepski. Outside front row, the number 18, a lady driver, daughter of Wally Pankratz, your driver, Randy Pankratz. Second row inside, the number 74, your driver, Paul Kruger. Outside second row, the number 37, Ricky Shelton. Third row inside, the yellow number 8 of Guy Barber. Third row outside, the number 27 coming out of the way of the stock cars many years, your driver, Ken Seeley. The number 98, next car in the lineup, the yellow number 98 of Steve Alexander. The number 89, Steve Kellick. Last row inside, the number 29 of Eric Edenholm. And then finally, your fast qualifier here tonight, last car in the lineup, the number 7 of Mark Hart. Recorded second fast time with a 13.580. Starter Brian indicating one more time around for the green. All the racing action here brought to you by Western Warehouse down at the Valley Plaza. For all your shopping and Western wear needs, drop by the Valley Plaza and see all the folks down there at the Western Warehouse. Lights out. Here we're going on the green. The number 18, Randy Pancratz, the lady driver, hugging that upper groove off turn 2, your leader. Lady driver showing them how the hog eats the cabbage here tonight. Running second, the number 32. That's a 37 of Ricky Shelton. Side by side, Shelton into turn 3. Muscle move on Randy Pancratz. And Shelton now your leader. Gene Godepsky running third. Godepsky makes a move underneath of Randy Pancratz. Pancratz stays in that upper groove, gets tagged as she comes off turn 2. She still holds that third position down and makes a move on the bottom side of Shelton. Now Randy Pancratz back up that second position. Pancratz runs up high, opens the door. The number 74, Paul Kruger, starting to reel her in, but up front, your leader running away with it now. Ricky Shelton, that red number 37. Kruger seems to be real loose here, though he holds that third spot down as Shelton picks up a white flag action one more time around. Steve Kellick running fourth. Can Randy Pancratz hold on to that second place? Oh, he bobbled and opened the door. Randy Pancratz second. Steve Kellick made a move out of turn 4 to pick up third. And Paul Kruger settled back for fourth, but a big runaway by that red 37 of Ricky Shelton takes the win for round 2 qualifying for the TQs. Next up, we'll have round 1 qualifying for the modified street action. Semi-main for the Midgets on the pole, the number 1 car, your 1994 Western States champion. Remember him when he came off turn 4, had a crash and broke some front end parts. Your driver, Johnny Kofer, outside front row, the number 73 car. Your driver, George the Judge Ito. Second row inside, the number 8 car, the yellow midget of Wally Pancratz. Outside of Wally, the number 36 car out of Bakersfield, Larry Brown. Third row inside, the number 5 car of John Sarna. Then you pick up the 14 of Craig Dillard. Then you pick up the number 93, I believe that's Henry Ito. The 0 of Jim Broussard. The number 05 of Rick Atkins. Lights off, we're going green. Oh, Sarna loses it up in turn 1. John Sarna spun right about the same place he did last time. Did not make contact with the wall, so that car should be okay. John Sarna came into turn 1 and looped it. No contact with the wall. To Tori Whitfield, celebrating the birthday here. We appreciate you, Tori, for being here tonight also. Lights out, looking for a green. Johnny Kofer sets the pace through 3. Kofer off turn 2, your leader. And we get 1 lap complete. The number 73 car now. George Ito runs second. Wally Pancratz fourth. Third. John Sarna fourth. Pancratz up next to Ito. Larry Brown running fifth. A battle out there with Pancratz and Ito. Ito finally jumps up into 3, but off turn 4, Pancratz comes again. A whale of a battle now for second between Ito and Pancratz. Pancratz real quick through the corners. Ito a little quicker down the main chute. Halfway through the semi, Kofer your leader. Ito second, Pancratz third, Sarna fourth, Brown fifth. .05 of Rick Atkins made a pass off turn 4. He moves up to 7th. That's your leader right there, Johnny Kofer, out of turn 2. The number 14 of Craig Dillard now runs 6 as Johnny Kofer hits the white flag one more time around. Ito second, Pancratz third, Sarna fourth, and Larry Brown making an attempt to make a move on Sarna now. And there's your winner, Johnny Kofer. George Ito second, Wally Pancratz third, John Sarna fourth, Larry Brown fifth, Craig Dillard sixth. The 05 of Rick Atkins 7th. So Johnny Kofer, Craig Dillard, Larry Brown, and then finally for the TQ Midgets. Scheduled on the pole, the number 36 car of West Evans. Outside front row, the number 98, Steve Alexander. Inside second row, the 47 car of Steve Conrad. Second row inside, the 89 of Steve Kellogg. Third row inside, the lady driver, the number 16 car, Amy Wilson. Third row outside, the number 11 of Richard McCormick. Fourth row inside, the number 71 of Brian Stanfill. Outside of Stanfill in the 37 is Ricky Shelton. Next row inside, the black number 74 of Paul Kruger. Then you pick up the yellow number 18 of another lady driver, Randy Pancratz. Then you pick up the fast qualifier here tonight, the number 3 of Scott Hansen. Outside of Scott, the number 7, second fast qualifier, Mark Hart. Next row inside, the number 87 of Ron Arndt. Then you pick up the number 24 of Gene Godepsky. Eighth row inside, the number 20 of Jimmy May. Then you pick up the number 8 of Guy Barber. Ninth row inside, the number 21 of Paul Lopichello. And then the number 29 of Eric Edenholm. Last row inside, the number 76 of Dave Martella, and the number 27 of Ken Seeley. Lights out, looking for a green this time around. Your starter waves the double flags, and we're on the gas. Once again, as he did in the qualifier, the red 36 of West Evans, first in 1, off turn 2, your leader. Running second, the number 98 of Steve Alexander. Then you pick up the 89 of Steve Kellogg. Oh, a rollover right at the exit going out of turn 1, sitting on his top side. Flips as he comes into turn 1, and he sits up against the wall, sitting on the top of the roll bar. Quickly over there, Bakersfield Fire Crew Rescue, Dave Mitchell, getting a couple other volunteers to roll that car back over. So we go on a red flag condition as we attend to the driver. All right, what transpired was that the car that rolled over, the 47 car of Steve Conrad, came out of turn 4. He was side by side with the number 89 of Steve Kellick. Picked up a little bit of his outside of Kellick, dropped it up, got sideways. As he crossed sideways with his right rear off the ground, the number 11 car of Rich McCormick gave him a love tap, nowhere to go actually, set him into the outside wall down the main chute in turn 1 and flipped him over 2.5 times to come up on the top side against the exit gate wall. Tough luck out there for the 47 of Steve Conrad. Currently was running 3rd or 4th at the time when he went off. Front sitting on the pole, the red number 36 of West Evans. He'll be setting the pace. We'll go one more time around. Outside front row, the number 98 of Steve Alexander. Then moving up to the second row is the number 16 of Amy Wilson. Lights out, looking for the green this time around as West Evans sets the pace into 3. Amps come up, RPM looking good. Up jumps the 98 of Steve Alexander. Alexander first into turn 1, off turn 2, your leader. 3 abreast off of 2. Finally, they get stretched out a little bit. West Evans running second, Amy Wilson third. Fourth is the 37 car of Ricky Shelton. Wheels touching as they come through turn 4. That's the 37 of Shelton and the 89 of Kellick. Contact made in there between Shelton and Kellick. Shelton dropped out of the low groove up high, collected up Kellick. Kellick now dropping off the pace. Your leader, the 98, Steve Alexander, followed by West Evans, and then the lady driver, Amy Wilson, and the number 16. She's running 3rd at this time. 5 laps down, this time across. Now the number 11 of Richard McCormick joins the hunt. McCormick running 6th. Oh, look out down the main chute. The 89 of Steve Kellick off the pace, goes off the track, almost got hit in the rear section. That's your leader now going into turn 1 of Steve Alexander. A little contact side by side down the back chute. Amy Wilson now running second. The 71, yellow flag. Car parked up out of turn 4. Yellow flag for the car parked up out of turn 4. Car come up disabled is the number 21 car of Paul Lopichello. Mark Hart in the number 7. Now up to 7th, right behind him the number 3. Scott Hansen, your fast time qualifier here tonight. 8th, lights out, looking for the green. A little slow roll start, and we're on the gas. Green flag time, 7 laps down. Oh boy, the black number 3 of Scott Hansen stuck it high up into turn 1. Fell back behind Mark Hart. He had a lot of RPM. Spin out over in turn 4. Oh no. Car number. Car's wrapped up over in turn 4. Looks like the red 36 of West Evans.
Who's the black one?
And the black number 71 of Brian Stanfill. I believe those were running 4th and 5th at that time. Evans came out, he was ahead of Stanfill, got crossed up sideways, front pitch toward the inside apron and picked up the number 71 of Stanfill, nowhere to go. Both of them driven to the infield apron. So we look for lights to go out this time. We're going to go one more time around. A couple of cars not quite in the proper lineup. Moving up the 27 of Ken Seeley. Up into that 7th position. Now the lineup looking good. Brian indicating to the drivers next time around. Your leader, the 98, Steve Alexander. Amy Wilson tucked right up underneath him, does not want him to get away. She feels she has a big chance here, pulling off a main event win. Lights out, can go green at any moment. Alexander sets a slow pace. Amy Wilson on his backside. We're on the green. Wilson running second. The number 37 running third, Ricky Shelton. Mark Hart bobbles off 2, opens the door, and up comes the 3 of Scott Hansen. Hansen makes the pass up to 5th. Spin out over in turn 3, turn 4. That's the number 24 of Gene Gadepski, losing it over in turn 4. There with Amy Wilson right on his backside. The number 37, Ricky Shelton, running third with the number 11 right on his back bumper, Richard McCormick. Front 4 runners sticking close together. Now the number 7 of Mark Hart joins them, along with the high riding, the Ridge Runner, number 3, Mark Hart. Tries that high route around 1 and 2. And we finally make it halfway through. 10 down, 10 to go. Spin out in turn 4. The number 18 of Randy Pankratz gets tangled up over in turn 4 with another vehicle. We're back on the gas. Alexander followed by Amy Wilson. Oh, Mark Hart with a slide job on the 37 car. Ricky Shelton. Hart slid up out of turn 3, down underneath and took over 4th. Richard McCormick now running 3rd, Hart 4th. The 37 of Shelton 5th. And Scott Hansen, your fast qualifier here tonight, in the black number 3, running 6th. A little smoke coming off of one of the cars as they entered into turn 1. Smoke coming off the 29 car of Eric Edenholm as he takes his to the infield. 15 down, 5 to go. So we have 2 separate groups are running in this 20-lap main event for the TQ. Spin out in turn 3 and 4. Once again, you pick up the lady driver, Randy Pankratz, along with the number 24, the blue and white one parked up high in turn 3. That's Gene Godepsky. Started from the beginning of this here race with 14 down, 6 to go. Steve Alexander, your leader, followed by Amy Wilson. Then you pick up the 11 of Richard McCormick running 3rd and Mark Hart 4th. Scott Hansen goes high into turn 1 in that upper groove again. Loses a car length coming off turn 2. $15 down, 5 remain. Amy Wilson running 2nd, now starting to catch some heat on her backside from the number 11 of Richard McCormick. Your leader, the yellow number 98 of Steve Alexander, puts a good 3-4 car lengths over that 2nd place lady driver of Amy Wilson. Oh, slide job by the number 3 of Scott Hansen. Slides up into 5th as he made a slide move in turn 3 on Ricky Shelton. Shelton drops back to 6th. Scott Hansen now running 4th, trying to reel in the number 7 of Mark Hart, who currently rides in that 4th spot. White flag action this time around. Can Amy Wilson hang on to 2nd? A car battle right behind her between Hart and McCormick. McCormick tried to look underneath her, but she had a nice tight drive coming in, and she holds on for 2nd. McCormick 3rd, Hart 4th, Scott Hansen 5th, and the 37 of Ricky Shelton 6th. And your winner, of course, the number 98 of Steve Alexander. Tremendous race out there by the 98 of Steve Alexander, able to hold off the Amy Wilson. Then the last 3 laps, Wilson picked up a whale of a battle on her backside and able to hang on for the 2nd place.
Second main event win this year for Steve Alexander and career best finish.
All right. All right, a little update here for your main event winner out there. 2nd main event for 1995. Let him hear it, Steve Alexander. Yeah! I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, also for that lady driver, Amy Wilson, her best career finish yet in the main. Amy Wilson finishes up 2nd. Boy, there's an elated driver, Alexander. He gives his crew members out there a big ol' hard high five. All right, here's your starting grid for this 30-lap USAC Midget main event. On the pole, the 73 car of George the Judge Ito. Outside front row, the number 31 car, your driver Hank Butcher. 2nd row inside the number 71 car, your driver Jason Leffler. 2nd row outside the 30 car, your driver Jeremy Sherman. 3rd row inside, you pick up the red 16 of Dennis Hart. Outside 3rd row, the number 1 car, he was your 1994 Western States champion, Johnny Kofer. Next row inside, the number 15 car, your current USAC Western States point leader, Billy Boat. Outside of Billy Boat, the number 8, the yellow number 8 of Wally Pankratz as we go lights out. Next row inside, the number 7 car, Robert Dolacki. Outside of him, the 63 of Walt Johnson. Cars coming up to RPM, and the green flags fly. Ito first into turn 1, off turn 2, your leader. Butcher right on his bumper. Butcher down low, Ito up high. Oh, Butcher lifts that left front tire off about 8 inches. The number 71 of Jason Leffler currently running third. And the number 30 of Jeremy Sherman running fourth is now getting a muscle move. Oh, the 16 car of Dennis Hart made contact with him, and Johnny Kofer came out and hit Dennis Hart. Both of them hung onto the wheel, and Kofer now running fifth, Dennis Hart sixth. But your leader, the 73, Judge George Ito. The old man, Hank Butcher, in the number 31 car running second. Leffler third. The number 30 of Jeremy Sherman fourth. Oh, Sherman made contact with Leffler. Johnny Kofer running fifth. And then Billy Boat currently sixth. That's your top 6 runners at this point. 8 laps down now out of his 30-lap main event. Jason Sherman now working on the underneath side of Jason Leffler. Oh boy, Jeremy Sherman slid off turn 4, almost lost it, hung on to position, but George Ito with a good 12 car lengths advantage over second place Butcher. Running second is Leffler, then the 30 of Jeremy Sherman, fourth, Kofer fifth. And Billy Boat makes a pass on the 16 car of Dennis Hart. Billy Boat now up to 6, Hart back to 7. Yellow flag out on the track over in turn 1. Turn 1, we have a car that's come up stranded. That's the number 24 car parked over there out there below the Vaughn Stores sign and McCurry Tires. Jason Jonkman out of his car and all right. After running second, the number 71 of Leffler third. Johnny Kofer sits in that fourth position. Then you pick up the 30 of Jeremy Sherman. Lights out, looking for the restart. Ito runs the high side and hits the gas hard. Jeremy Sherman momentarily had made a pass on Kofer, and now side by side off two. Oh! Sherman and Kofer made contact under gas. Both of them still hang on and run a nice tight race off of 4. Current points leader Billy Boat now sits in that 6th position. Hank Butcher starting to catch some heat as we approach halfway through this 30-lap main. Ito up high, opens the door for Butcher. Track condition changing a little bit right now for George Ito. His car's starting to push a little bit, coming out of 4, opens the door for Hank Butcher. Leffler second. Leffler running third rather. And the number 1 of Johnny Kofer fourth. Butcher makes a slide job. We go yellow. Yellow over in turn 2. The number 7 car wrapped up over there in turn 2. Robert Delackey. I believe the other one's the number 8 car of Wally Pankratz, unable to pick up a number from this position. But Dalaki and Pankratz, if that's who that other car is, come together, both pushed up toward the wall behind the American Fence Company sign of Bakersfield, California, and that's exactly who it is. Wally Pankratz being pushed down through the chute right now. Looks good. We're going to turn the lights out and get back after it. Ito sets the pace into 3. Butcher right on his backside. We go green. Oh, Kofer and Leffler made contact. And Jeremy Sherman does a slip shot on Kofer out of turn 2. Sherman now up to 4th. Kofer back to 5th. Holy mackerel. Hank Butcher got in the backside of Ito. Ito able to gather it back up. Down, 11 more to go. We go yellow over here in turn 4. That's the orange number 93 of Bakersfield's Brian Toohey. Toohey sets it on the apron at 4. So we're going to turn the lights out this time. Get real scary. Ito sets the pace into 3. Butcher's an underneath shot. Kofer's a slide shot out of 4. Makes the move on Leffler. Kofer got a good jump on Leffler and jumped up to 3rd. Oh my, these guys are hooked up here tonight. Butcher made a look underneath Ito off turn 2, and Butcher takes the lead off turn 2. Hank Butcher now your leader. George Ito 2nd. Jason Lefter goes to the infield off the pace. Johnny Kofer running through it. Oh, look out in turn 4. We had a car crossed up. That was the 56 car of Shane Scully, a rookie. Johnny Kofer trying to get underneath Ito, makes contact with him. And Billy Boat now makes a move past Sherman. Boat up to 4th. Boat made a great pass coming off turn 4. He got down low under Sherman. Made a little bump and came on around. Holy mackerel, look at that. Hank Butcher, he is hanging it out. Hank Butcher there coming off turn 4 with a good 10-12 car length advantage over Ito. Kofer runs 2nd. No, George Ito 2nd. Kofer 3rd. Raindrops slightly coming down. Now we got 5 laps to go. 25 down, 5 to go. Light precipitation falling on the racetrack. We're going to get this one through. Your leader off 4, Hank Butcher. Billy Boat, your points leader, now running 4th. Jeremy Sherman 5th. Dennis Hart in the number 16 car 6th. Hank Butcher now starting to walk into lap traffic. Wally Pankratz falls off the pace. Pankratz goes off to the track. 28 down, 2 to go. Hank Butcher with 2 laps remaining and lap traffic in front of him. Can he hang on one more time around? He got a hard charging Kofer. Johnny Kofer side by side into turn 3. Who's going to finish up 2nd? Your winner, Hank Butcher. Johnny Kofer 2nd. George Ito 3rd. Billy Boat 4th. Jeremy Sherman 5th. And a 16 car of Dennis Hart 6th. Oh, man.
First win ever this year.
And that's the first win for the number 31 car in 95, Hank Butcher. A great race. Butcher was hanging on during the race and trying to find a hole shot under Ito. Pretty soon the track conditions started going away, and Butcher was able to make a slide move on him and takes the first place and wins the main event here tonight. Kofor moves up and gives a little love tap to Hank Butcher, obviously indicating to him that an excellent drive. Those three guys out there. There he is. Let him hear it. The old man, Hank Butcher. Excellent run out there, Hank. Excellent show being put on out there by, of course, Butcher finishing up, winning this main event. At a fine duel with the number 73 of George Ito. And Kofor sticking his nose up there, made a great pass off turn 4, comes up and finishes up third. All right, tell you what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. By golly, we're going to be right back. We're going to go and get an interview with tonight's main event winner. Did a whale of a job in that 31 car, Hank Butcher. So we're going to go down and get a little interview, and then we'll be right back. Colopins of California Raceway Video. All right, the race doctor Mike Mosier in the winner's circle here tonight with the winner of the main event, USAC Midget 30-lap main, Hank Butcher. Hank, what a job.
Oh, we're really blessed tonight, I'll tell you. It was just terrific. I mean, I had to work hard for it. Our motor wasn't running up to par, but the crew had the chassis working just spotless. And, you know, I was really confident going in. And then when George took off and left me, you know, I knew I had a real job cut out. But I like this track, and we get around it real well, and the car always works well here. So I knew sooner or later that it would happen.
Well, I know last time you ran here about 3 weeks ago, you picked up second in that main event, and I kept telling my compadre here that, you know, he's not going to settle for second. He wants to get up and hit that main, and it seems like around lap 18, the track setup for George Ito went away, and all of a sudden you started making a muscle move out of 2. Couldn't quite hold it at that time, but then all of a sudden you made the move, and away you went. What'd that feel like?
Well, when I lost it up here, it felt kind of spooky. You know, I was wondering, oh, God, what am I going to tell the car owner if I crash this wall? But then I realized I had to slow down and gain my posture, and then at that time I started going forward. And when I started going forward, I was actually going slower, and I just reeled him in, and it was only a matter of time. That's
something that the rookies take many years to learn, and you did a whale of a job. We're really proud of you. You know, the fans here really love your style of driving, Hank Butcher, and we hope you come back here year after year and show them how the hog eats the cabbage.
Well, I hope so too. Thank you. We really appreciate it.
All right, there you go, the winner of the USAC Midget main event here in Bakersfield Speedway, Hank Butcher. Hank, God bless you.
Thanks again. I'll say that.
You're right. All right, so on behalf of California Raceway Videos, this is the race doctor Mike Mosier telling you all that we really appreciate it. If you like the videos, don't forget to make contact with Jeff Christensen or myself, Mike Mosier, and we'll see you all down at Lamppost Pizza. Until next week, we say good night, take care, and may God bless each and every one of you.